Good morning, 5 to 8 on a lovely morning. The sun isn't up, it's still a little bit cloudy, but it's promised a lovely day and even better through the week. In fact, it's supposed to peak on Thursday. So got some nice weather to cruise in and enjoy our little trip. I'm already topping the water up. You can see the hose there. You might be able to hear it as well. So topping the water up and ready for my little adventure. Yeah, looking forward to it. Heading into Chester today to Cow Lane Bridge. A friend of mine, Ian, has volunteered to do the locks for us. So I'm travelling with Steve. So he's going to meet us at the first lock on the way down. And he's very kindly going to set it up for us. So that's very good of him. He does like to help the boaters through the locks. And who knows, you might see him on the telly soon. Yes, more might be revealed in the future about that one. Oh yes, and I have found, whether you can see my hands over it, sorry, trying to do it, a little tripod. It's not the tripod I lost, as the tripod I lost doubled up as a selfie stick. So it was perfect. I loved it, but never mind, I'll get another one. But that little one might be alright for doing some filming when I'm cruising. So yep, topping the water up. I'm going to go round to the fuel point shortly after walking Chippendale. Going to go round to the fuel point, empty my toilets as the Elson point is over there, and it'll save me wheeling them round. And then as soon as the staff come on at the marina, I'm going to get some fuel and I'm off. Well, here we go. We're on our way. Fueled up, so got plenty of fuel on board. Got a snack, got a nice soft drink with me for the journey in case I need it. The boys have got food and water in their bed, so everybody's happy this morning. Sun's starting to brighten up a little bit, but the forecast is good. So everything's good on Chugs this morning. Well, nearly everything, eh? Yeah, I'm doing well. Had a nice cruise so far, just going through the Nook, you know, with all the moored boats. And the other day when I was coming back from Waverton, I did notice this particular boat. Not looking very healthy. And it's leaning over quite a bit. I do hope the owners are keeping an eye on her. But she's not looking very well at the moment. Such a shame. Well, we're making pretty good time. I've come to the conclusion that that little tripod is rubbish. I've set it up a couple of times on the roof and all it does is fall over, so I'm not using that. A little bit dodgy. I've already lost one phone in the cut and I don't want to lose another one. Well, I've just had a message off Steve. He's left the mooring in Waverton and he's heading towards the water point to top his water up, and I'm going to meet him and Ian by the top lock. So yeah, so far so good. Well, at last the sun's starting to break through and it's starting to warm up a little bit. This is what we want, folks. Oh, listen to that bird song. Beautiful. Sadly, a gentleman that used to work in our workshop, Dave, has left. I've only found out this morning that he has actually left. But he left me a beautiful bottle of red in the office to say goodbye. So Dave, if you're watching it, thank you very much, mate, and I'm going to miss you. But I'm sure you can track me down on the cut sometime, and you and your family are always welcome on Chug-a-Bug, and there'll always be a nice drink or a cup of tea for you. So take care, and I'll miss you, Dave. I enjoyed our chats when you used to come in the Chandlebury. Right, nearly at Waverton, folks. So yes, it's definitely getting brighter. It's getting warmer anyway, so I've took my jacket off, which is good. Just want to take this opportunity just to thank everyone once again for your beautiful messages and your kind messages. I know I'm not on my own, and it's nice. I've had lots and lots of private messages, and I do like to get them, and it's very nice, and I do try to answer most of them as well. I have been on this journey before, unfortunately. I don't want to go on it again. Never again. They always say that, don't they? But this journey is slightly different, of course. I'm on a boat now. It is slightly different, and I may lose the boat as well, so I don't have a plan B. We'll have to wait and see. Wait and see what happens. I'm trying not to dwell on that, but while I have got chugs, I'm going to make the most of it and enjoy it for what I can. Right, well, Ian's turned up and you can just see Steve with Amy Jo there. We're just about ready to go into Christleton Lock. Ian's gone on ahead to set the lock for us. Chip and Dale have had a wee, so has Steve. I don't need one, too much information. Let's get going. There's Ian on the left, bless him, and Steve on the right. Just coming into Christleton Lock. And the sun's out. And smudge on the roof. Say hello, Ian.
Hello. How are you?
I'm better now you're here.
Oh, right, thank you.
So, one down. Next one is just ahead of us. It's Greenfield Lock. And there goes Ian. He's going to earn his cup of coffee by the end of today.
Give me a smile.
Keep smiling. I think the nippers, the little ones, are trying to peck any algae off the back of the boat. Some gongoozlers here this morning.
This will be interesting. There's me filming Gary, who's filming me coming in the lock. So, second of the locks, Greenfield Lock. Gary coming in expertly there. Little touch of bow thruster to avoid hitting me. Not that he'd hit me anyway, but...
Yeah, Steve and Ian are both doing cracking jobs doing the locks. Just saying how easy it is. All I've got to do is handle chugs. Quite enjoying myself here. You alright, boys? Hey! Here comes Ian. I've got him a juice ready for the next lock. Your juice is ready for you.
Thank you, sir.
He of earned it as well. Bless him. It does feel strange doing this trip without Sandy, because obviously she's always been with me doing this one. Times change. You just got to learn to change with the times, I suppose. And I will. I will. Yeah, unfortunately, every lock is against us. A boat must have gone down. So, Tom.
Also, this one's against us as well.
Yeah, that was Steve just confirming it on the walkie-talkie. We must have been we must be following a boat down, because every lock's behind us. Every lock's against us. So I've got to hover in the middle of nowhere again. I'll forget it. Tarvin Lock next. As I say, unfortunately against us. Just trying to hover here when Ian's setting the lock. Obviously makes it a bit more difficult, because when he opens the paddles I seem to be getting sucked towards the lock, and I've got a wind blowing from behind me, which isn't helping either. But it's okay. I've got to try not to be so sentimental. I'm as hard as nails really, you know. These chaps are working hard, bless them. Yeah, if you come into Tarvin Lock, you'll notice this brick building, and rumour has it, it was like a small workshop for the old working boats and the Shire horses, and the blacksmith used to work from there, just to do work out on the cut. I think the Canal and River Trust should spend a bit of money and do these old buildings up, as it is history, and they are very beautiful. So, goodbye Tarvin Lock. There's a nice property for sale there, the old lockkeeper's cottage. Tarvin Lock on the Shropshire Union. Must have a boat behind us. There's Ian. Looks like another boater there to help. I'm just going to pull over a little bit further on, just to let Steve go past. If ever you're down this way in the boat, just through Tarvin Lock, just around the corner further on, there's a nice pub there. I think it's called The Bridge, and there's an Aldi there. Very handy for your shopping. And a lot of boaters stop there, have a couple of beers, go and get their shopping, and then cruise on down into Chester. Yeah, this is something I don't like to see, all this horrible graffiti. I don't mind so much some of the artwork. As an artist myself, I quite like some of it. Just a shame there aren't facilities for them. Yep, there's the pub, the Bridge Inn. Very nice by all accounts. Never been in there myself. It is supposed to be very nice. There we go. Home Bargains and Aldi. I've just had the nod off Steve that this next lock's ready and we can go straight in. Chemistry Lock. Steve was just telling me he's got bad memories of this lock. This is where he first fell in the cut. Chris went on to set the lock and he tied up to go and help her, and when he came back to the boat, the stern of the boat had pushed out a little bit. So he went down the gunnels, went to get on the stern and fell off, up to his waist in the green slimy stuff. And there you get the first glimpse. Real Chester landmark as you're cruising in down the cut. Coming in towards the city now, you can see it up there. Steve's just going out of this lock, Chemistry Lock. I will put a link to his vlog in the description below as well. I hope you can hear me. Very loud in a lock. Right, let's go. Next one, Hoole Lane. Ian's certainly working hard there. He does offer help to any boater that's using these locks, by the way, and you do see him knocking about. Up ahead on the right you can see some old workers' cottages that were built for a large lead works that used to be situated behind this wall here. Hence the name Chemistry Lock. Beautiful little cottages. What a charming little view they'll have out on the canal. Well, Steve's just going into Hoole Lane Bridge, so we'll follow him in. All I can think about in this lock is my late parents, my mum and dad. They were landlord and landlady of a couple of pubs, and back in the day, I was 9 or 10 years old, my dad actually worked at Rolls-Royce, what was Rolls-Royce, in Shrewsbury, making aircraft engines. Didn't do it on his own, he only did a part of it. But he wanted to be a landlord of a pub. And at the time, back at the time, mid-70s, he came to look at several pubs. And one of the pubs that they came to look at was one by Hoole Lane Lock, called the Lock Keeper. No, it wasn't, I'm lying. Called the Lock Vaults. And my mum was put off straight away when she saw the canal. I can still remember her words: "I'm not having that, Derek. Our Gary will fall in that lock. He'll be in it." Well, Mum, I've been in it several times, and I always make it out the other side. But if she could see me now, she wouldn't like it. God bless her, May. Beautiful lockkeeper's cottage that was. You can just see a glimpse of the pub there through the gap, a little black and white building there. It's funny, a young lad, 9, 10 years old, I can still vividly remember it. You alright, Dale? Dale? Hello. Chip's on guard. He spotted a dog. So this is the last lock now on our little voyage into Chester. By the time we moor up, it would have taken us 2 hours from the top lock, from the first lock there, Crystalton Lock. So we've done well, but mainly it's down to Ian helping us speedily through the locks. So Ian, if you watch this, thank you very much, mate. You've done well. And he's asked me to give him a ring when we're coming back. So hopefully we'll have an equally fast trip. In fact, it might even be quicker if the locks are set in our favour. So yeah, thank you very much, Ian. And if you're ever cruising into Chester, once you've gone through Hoole Lane Lock, you come to a built-up area with all the old mills that are converted to apartments now. But a little bit further down, there's a Waitrose, and they have more in there for shoppers. So if you want to do some shopping, of course, you can do it and more up there. But there are cheaper shops in town. There's a large Tesco's and several others, and there's more in town as well. So we're going to try and find a mooring down by Cow Lane Bridge, where you've seen me moor up with Sandy on a good few occasions. Yeah, great memories. Now I'm going to make my new ones with Chippendale, of course, and who knows who else in the future. But I've really enjoyed it, been emotional, it's been good. Usually this time of year there's buildings here, there'll be loads of tables and chairs outside. There's a restaurant and a bar, Harker's Wine Bar in fact. Always very, very busy. Just underneath there, the old steam mill. So that's it. Cruising wise, a relatively small cruise, 4 hours for me, but a large cruise mentally and emotionally. Yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. Glad I've done it. Had good company, and once again, thank you very much, Ian. So we moored up here for a couple of days, and then planning a trip down to Ellesmere Port to the Waterways Museum, which is the furthest point that we can go on the Shropshire Union. So planning that perhaps the day after tomorrow, fingers crossed, who knows. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed our little trip, and it's another vlog, and you'll catch us next time on Chuggabug.